Hi guys, today we are in the Bellevue Machinery Yard, Warrnambool. We're currently sitting in a T9 560. We're going to run through setting up a grower farm field, a boundary, implements, and load them to a FieldOps account, and then pull that out and put it into a combine, put the boundaries across, so then you can do your yield data. And if you've got a FieldOps account and it all linked, you can either pull out your USB from your CR combine, no matter how old it is, and load the yield data into your FieldOps scan. So stay with us. Here we have the Intelliview 12. Start by pressing your farm button. As we can see, we've got no data loaded. So grower, add new. We're just going to call ourselves Bellevue. Same again. Then we're just going to call this the yard, because we're in the Bellevue yard. And then we're just going to run with cart hauling. So we scroll down. As you can see, there's no implement loaded. So we go to setup. We hit the implement button. We're going to add new. We're just going to call it tillage for this purpose. Application tillage, implement orientation is important. We're just going to call it strip till. Add new. Call it a speed tiller. If you don't have an implement loaded and you go to switch it on, whether it's you have an air seeder on with no VR, or you have a chaser bin on, you have to load an implement with measurements, otherwise it will not load any swaths. I've put 9 in because I will tell it it's a 9 metre speed tiller. You set it up how you wish, and it will load. Then we're going to put some measurement parameters in, which you can see it's populated, and I've clicked on measurements. Righto, we'll call this 900 centimetres. Be mindful, pay attention to what this is set up as. We don't have anything on the back, so it's not quite as detrimental. We have no application control, but if you have a isobus machine, it will populate in application control and you can change it there. So we go back to our menu, or press our farm button. We scroll down, we can see we now have an implement, so all the boxes are ticked. Do that, press our map button. We've named the run screens map. While we're sitting, we can either push this button, which it will bring up the safety information, accepting that you know how to operate your Intelliview. Hit accept. When you start up an Intelliview 12 from new, you'll find it'll be run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you have all your different data you can go through here. If you're looking to do a custom setup, which most people are, put your finger on here and hold. It will come up with the screen editor, blah blah blah. Yes. Everything with a plus button or a rubbish bin can be changed, so you can rubbish out UT shortcuts. I can plus that. I can bring in a map whatever I would like. Some things you can only put in here on this spot, some things you can only put in here. And then you can touch on the number and rename it to whatever you like. Then once you get out, hit the cross button. So our screen now looks like this. As you can see, it's got our implement, our tractor. You can change the way you view it up here, or vice versa. So this button here is our boundary button. So we touch on boundary, we've got outer selected, we press record. We're going to just flip that around so we're facing the right way. We start moving. As you can see on the top of this screen, we'll just get straight. There is a pause button. If you're going down the fence line and you're worried about not driving straight, you can pause it at one point and press record at another point, and it will draw a straight line between the 2 points. Bear in mind that there is a length. I think it cannot be more than 1 kilometre between the 2 points. As you can see, we're coming up to connect our 2 points. Then we press stop, and it has recorded a boundary. So now we can see we've got our boundary, and if we go to here, we can also see it in our farm. What we need to do now is set an AB line. So we hit the squiggly line. We're going to set a straight AB. You can set obviously a multitude of different things. Hit straight. We're going to drive to where we can get straight. So we're going to set our AB line down the side of the shed. So we hit record, hit the A button, and we're going to drive our swath, and obviously the further you drive from your A point to your B point, the more accurate it's going to be. For the purpose of this, we are just going to hit B. So once we've hit the B button, you can see it has put AB lines across our paddock only within our boundary. That's important for when we want to put it across to our combines, because it helps with data collection and bits and pieces, and helps putting the data into your FieldOps account. So as we can see, if we touch and drag, I'm going to be very close to my boundary here. So we're just going to remark across to my current position. So we press a little picture of the race car here, drop down to remark, press our little race car again, and that will remark. We hit apply. Depending on whether you want an extra line, you can add another one by doing that, or overwrite as it states. We're just going to overwrite at this stage. And you can see it's shifted across to our current position. Because we have no implement, so therefore we have no work switch, we've gone into the vehicle implement configuration. So just here, that's with our menu button, gone in vehicle implement, press the drop down for a work switch, selected auto guidance engage. Then we are going to go back to our main screen, our map, and we're moving forward. We've selected our guidance, and now we are painting. So with an Intelliview 12 machine, we can have it sending direct to our FieldOps account. If you do not have a Wi-Fi signal, you can press the picture of the Wi-Fi at the top as I just did, and you can hotspot your phone by pressing that, pressing on Wi-Fi, and following the prompts. So we've put the USB in the side of the screen, turn the power on, file transfer complete, key off, and wait for it to boot down. So we've done a key cycle, we've switched it off, waited for it to boot down, and we've started back up, booted up. This is how it comes up. We've labelled this GFF, which is grower farm field. Go up to grower, select Bellevue. We've only got one farm and one field to choose from. Go to GPS, and we can touch on there, the list. We've only got one swath, as we know. Press in on our map, and we can see our boundary, our one swath, and we're parked just here, just outside. So pretty much ready to go. And now, at the end of the season, you'll pull your USB out with the machine switched off. Only ever remove or replace the USB with the machine switched off. Once you've shut it down, pull your USB out, and then we follow the process, putting in the computer and file upload.